Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. What am I riding today? This is the Lectric One. Let me angle down a little bit so you can see the display screen at least. Yeah, this is Lectric One. The Lectric One has the automatic transmission. Remember this one? It's a relatively small bike. I'm telling you, it feels really small compared to any of the other bikes that I have. But it is one of my more favorite bikes. I actually enjoy riding this thing. First off, it's lighter in weight. It goes 28 miles an hour. I don't have to shift. It's all automatic. How could you beat that? You know, the funny thing is that I've been watching some reviews from other YouTubers, and it seems like everyone who's ever had one of these have always been pretty impressed with them. Yep, they are. Let's go this way. They're usually pretty happy with it. I mean, it gets to the point where it makes you feel like, you know, why don't they all have this automatic transmission? Well, the thing is, it's not an inexpensive thing to put on there. They have this thing called the pinion system on here. All you do is you stop pedaling for a little bit, and it'll shift you based on how fast you're going, according to what it thinks that you need. If you're slowing down, let's slow down a little bit here, and then you start pedaling, it's in the correct gear as you're pedaling. I mean, how can you beat it? Some have said, is this the ultimate commuter style bike? It could very well be. It could very well be. I mean, if you're one that doesn't want to mess with things, you know, you don't want to play with the gears, you don't want to have to think about it, you just want to pedal and go, this bike will do it for you, I'm telling you. And, you know, being smaller, now let's get past there first. A little noisy on that thing, some type of tractor. Being smaller, it's easier to move around. You know, it's not big and heavy. Yeah, I think it's actually pretty good. So I slowed down towards that stop sign. Now when I start pedaling again, it goes back into the correct gear. All you have to do is just stop pedaling for a second. So I'm kind of stopping here. I can feel it shift to where it thinks it needs. Now, if you don't agree with it, you can still change it. Right here on the right-hand side, there's shifters. I know my my cell phone is in your way. You can't really see it, but there's shifters there too. You can manually shift it to whatever gear you want it to be at. So you're really not just stuck with whatever it decides. You can still make your own decision. So here, I decided I wanted to upshift a little bit. And then I let go of the pedaling, and it shifted it again for me. Yeah, this is a great bike. I really like it. Not everyone needs the biggest and heaviest bike, right? A little shorter bike goes a long way. Yeah, it's not huge. Actually, I think when you see me riding this bike, you might say, oh, you know, he looks a little funny on it. Well, that's because I'm a bigger guy, and then you got this small little bike, and you're kind of used to seeing me on the big 26 by 4 inch fat tire bikes. But no, this thing does good. It's quiet too. You really don't hear it that much. It's got a belt drive. The shifting is automatic. You don't hear derailleur noise. I mean, I'm pedaling backwards right now. You don't hear any clinking or anything like that from the chain because there's no chain. Yeah, it's pretty nice, I tell you. I think sometimes when people look at bikes like this and they look at its price, they go, ah, it's too overpriced. Now, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think it does it pretty good. I remember when I was out in Arizona, some of the guys were asking to ride this Lectric One. You know, they had finished their tests of the new bikes that came out, and they asked them if they could try the Lectric One. So they brought out the Lectric One, and everyone who tried it was like, oh, I'm really impressed with this thing. Yeah, and these are guys, of course, you know, like me, we've had so many different bikes, and a lot of us are used to the big bikes, right? And then they get on this little thing, and they're going like, wow, it's better than I thought it was. I'm sure Lectric liked to hear that when they were coming back and saying that. So, yeah, but it's true. It's true. It's actually a very good bike. Very good bike for the money. All right, let's see where else are we heading here. Let's take a right over here. Take a right. Get away from all that noise. You know, a lot of cars on that street. If there's a lot of cars, you're gonna hear all that car noise. But yeah, listen to this bike. Can you hear anything? Okay, I'm just gonna throttle right now. Let me pedal now. It's quiet. It's really, really quiet. The only noise I hear, if any, is actually the tires on the pavement, which is typical. I mean, it's got tread, right? But a little bit of whine, but not much of it. But most of that noise I'm hearing is actually the tires on the pavement. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm doing about 25 and a half, almost 26 miles an hour right now. I'm not even tired pedaling. I mean, it's really hard to beat. This would be a bike I would take out on the forest preserves. I had mentioned that I didn't really want to take big fat tire bikes out on the path anymore. You take a bike like this out on that, no one's gonna say anything. It's just like a small little bike. What are they gonna say? I mean, if you can hear that little shift, that's the automatic transmission shifting down because we're slowing down. So it knows that it shouldn't be in the highest gear if you're not going fast enough. I mean, if you totally stop, it'll bring you down to the gear that you originally programmed it for. You can actually tell the bike using the app, because there's an app on the phone. You can tell it where the starting gear you want it to start. Let's say, you know, you never ride in gear 1 and 2. You always start on 3. You can say, okay, when I start me out on 3. You know, you can do that. You don't have to be on the lowest gear. Go up here a little bit. Take the sidewalk here for a little bit. Take the sidewalk here, and you know, a lot of times there's nobody on this sidewalk. We take the sidewalk here, then we'll connect back up to the bike path, because the connection is actually by the sidewalk. I mean, you have to take the sidewalk to get to the path. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's nice. You know, I was debating which bikes I was going to take today, and I did one ride already. And I took a larger bike out. Then I said, okay, maybe I should try one of the smaller bikes. See how the feel is, because it's been a while. You know, during the winter I wasn't able to ride too much of anything, so I wanted to get it going again. I also need to start charging up my batteries. A couple bikes I was considering taking out, the batteries were down to 50%. You know, because I usually leave the bikes down to around the 70% level. When I'm not riding in the winter time. And some of them, you know, they'll do a little self-discharge a little bit. So some of them are down to 50% now. And I says, nah, it's not high enough. I need to charge that thing up before I take it out. So I think one by one, I'll be charging the batteries on the bikes so that they're ready for the rides. I think we're getting to the point now that, although I know that, you know, for the remainder of this week, it's going to get colder. I won't be able to ride out here, but maybe by next week, I'm going to have to start charging the batteries up, because I think we should be able to get out more often. Let's head this way. I don't want to be able to, you know, want to take a bike out and then it's not charged and ready for me. So, yeah, they're all going to start being charged up pretty soon. Nice. I'm always impressed with this bike. Didn't think I would be, but I'm very impressed with it. Yeah, that's the whole point of bike riding. You know, it's fun. Yeah, you don't have to go far. Just ride around your neighborhoods and yeah, let's lower the pedal assist here. We're going a little faster than I want to. We'll lower ourselves down. Let's bring the thing down to pedal assist level 3. Stop pedaling, let the thing catch up to where it should be. Yeah, let's go forward. So now I've been manually shifting. The thing is, if I don't want to stop pedaling, if I want to keep pedaling and I want to shift to the higher gear, I'll manually do it. But you know, if I'm lazy, yeah, just stop pedaling for a second. It'll shift it. It just shifted for me. Yeah. This is easy, man. This is the way to ride. I wonder if one day Lectric will take this pinion system and put it on one of their larger bikes. Now that would be interesting. Okay, Lectric, you're hearing what I'm saying? Put it on a big 26 by 4-inch fat tire bike. Let's see what it does. What do you want to call that? Lectric 2? You know, do something like that. That would be kind of cool. But there's a benefit of it being smaller. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, I think they were smart to do it on this bike. You know, I told you guys before in the past that I will usually review bikes that I think has some promise, maybe something a little bit different. Lectric had given me a couple of bikes to start. We started out with the XP 3.0, and they gave me the XP Trike, right? And so then I asked them, I says, can I get an Lectric One? Can you send me the Lectric One? And they said, sure. So this is the third bike. And then of course they sent me the XP 2.0 and the Expedition 2.0 because those are the bikes that they were introducing in Arizona when we were out there. So there's 5 Lectric bikes in my home at this point. Well, 4 plus the 1 trike. We'll count it as 5, right? 5 Lectric products, let's say that, okay? And I've been saying that, you know, I need to remove some bikes to get them, you know, get some space ready for other bikes that'll be coming through for the year. I would have a hard time removing any of those bikes. Yeah, it's true. Well, okay, if I had to remove one, it would probably be the trike, as you guys know. But because I can ride a regular 2-wheel bike, it's my preferred thing. You know, some folks have lots of trikes. I only have the one, but I don't mind keeping it as the one. Is what I'm saying, is the one trike that I have, because I know I won't be taking on lots of trikes. So I have a hard time getting rid of all 5 of these bikes. They all serve a purpose. I guess if I had to eliminate one of the bikes, okay, I'd probably eliminate the XP 3.0 out of the line. And the only reason is because I have this Lectric One, which is a smaller size bike, and so is the XP 3.0. So if I had to pick one of the two, obviously I'm going to pick this Lectric One, right? It's got all the technology. It's technically their top of the line bike. Why would I get rid of the top of the line bike? I would remove their bottom bike. But the thing is, their bottom bike is still pretty good, and that's why I would have a hard time getting rid of it. But I do know in time I will have to, because space will dictate that you have to. And who knows, Lectric might come out with new models either, this year or maybe by next year they'll have something. So things have to go eventually. By the way, if you're looking for an e-bike to buy for this year, take a look at the russisright.com website. It'll redirect you to russisright.blogspot.com. And I'll have a number of bikes ready to move on there. I have a couple up there right now. I think I'm going to add 2 more to that list. Hopefully it'll be up there by the time you see the site before this video comes out, but I don't know, it may or may not. So if you're looking for a bike, or if you know somebody who's looking for a bike, check that out. Any of the bikes, if you're interested in, in the ones that I've had, you have to come and get them. I'm in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. I cannot ship it, all right? I don't have the boxes. It would cost too much money anyways to ship. And I try my best to lower the prices within reason where you can go ahead and get them, because it'll benefit you, it'll benefit me too, because I do have to move bikes out. So, all right, that's all I got for you guys for today. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.